Number 32, Todd Nukes. Number 32, Todd Nukes. Number 34, Rob Olds. Number 44, Johnny Jones. Number 54, Steve Lyle. Here are the starters for the Marion Giants. Number 22, Jeff Todd.
Jeff Todd is a senior at 6'5", averaging 17 points.
Number 40, Joe Price.
You just saw Joseph, 16-6 scorer, 6'4" sophomore.
Number 50, Ron Peters.
Ronnie Peters, 6'4" junior, 6.5 per contest scoring average.
Number 14, Lorenzo Pettiford.
Pettiford is a senior, standing 6'1", averaging just under 11.
Rounding out the starting lineup, number 30, Rocky Adrianson.
Rocky Adrianson, a junior, 6'1", averaging 7.5 per contest. Now let's pick up the introduction of the Florida Rockets of head coach Bill Smith. What do you agree with that?
What was so astute about that now? You got me confused. What does that mean?
You didn't understand it, so...
Does that mean he's trying to stay close to him and hang in there and then beat him at the end?
All right, you boiled it right down. I think what he was saying was some of the clubs have played well through 3 periods of wonderful, but they continue to run and run and run. They've got a good bench 3 deep, and he wants to stay close right up to the final gun. Quadruples Rockets control the opening tip. They're wearing their white uniforms this afternoon, pipped in orange and black. And right off the bat, they missed the shot, and the rebound comes off to the Marion Giants. Stacy Turan missing the opening shot. They were trying to go alley-oop and hit the rim, and there is King Duke.
Looks like Harry's in a man-to-man defense.
Well, Jonah, we see a lot of that last couple of weeks. Kevin Tracy, number 30, loves to shoot from that very spot right down in the corner down there.
That's his spot. That's right. They will not be able to let him shoot from the baseline.
He's a 54% shooter, and almost all of the shots will come from that corner. Marion misses the shot, gets the follow-up, put it back up and good. That is Ronnie Peters. Peters is a junior, stands 6'4". We're locked up in 2. Strangely enough, our first game of the day was never tied between 2 of the most hotly contested clubs we've seen in a long time. Andrean and, of course, New Albany. King Duke about 20 feet away. Got it, foul call. The foul is against number 40 of the Marion Giants, Joseph Price, number 1 on him. King Duke gets the field goal and will go to the free throw line with a chance for the 3-point play.
Here we go. We watch King Duke now shoot this ball up, and we watch Joseph Price follow through into him there.
I'm going to give you a chance to be a hero, Coach. What's King Duke's middle name?
King Duke's middle name. I don't know.
We went through this once last week, and you didn't get it right then.
I love King Duke. I don't need anything else.
His middle name is Solomon.
Oh, that's right. Right. King Solomon. Right. Okay.
That is the big fella in the middle, Jeff Robinson. I told you he can shoot 61.5% of the year, and he can shoot it from almost everywhere. It's his first 2 points on the afternoon. Good play inside. A fine defensive effort, Jerry Snyder. They had broken the man free, and Snyder went and knocked it away. 6-2 your score. 4-point lead now. Vanderbilt's Rockets. King Duke with a lane violation called against the Vanderbilt Rockets.
Now we're getting a different kind of officiated game here, see. Now we're getting a quick whistle, and that's unlike the first game.
Here come the Giants again. 25-2 on the year. Their only losses, the number 1 ranked Anderson back on the 20th of November, and they lost to 16th ranked Madison Heights on January the 25th. And Jeff Robinson has just picked up personal foul number 1.
All right, here goes Jeff Todd now, taking the ball into the lane. There's the foul right there.
Joe, he's a state meet golfer, tennis player, and basketball player.
I guess he is quite a fine student, as you mentioned, and in the running for the Trust Award.
Certainly is. He's 38th in his senior class.
And 681, so really high up the ladder. Todd gets his first point of the day, third point of the afternoon for the Marion Giants, who trail 6-3. We've played 1 minute and 40 seconds in this contest. King Duke lobbed inside to Jeff Robinson. Bobbled it, got it, put it back in.
He lost control of that ball like that last week and got it in midair and knocked it in.
I'm not sure he ever had control of it that time. Whistle turned the ball over. Rocky Adrianson got it down the left wing and flipped it over. And the officials, Richard Cook and Danny Jacobs, get the ball right back to the Ripple Rockets. Now here comes Marion in a full-court press. Man-to-man, Joe, or zone? It's a man-to-man.
Man-to-man. He's zoned a couple times there after free throw.
Whistle turned the ball over on the corner for Ripple's Rockets. Ripple will do this. For those who have not seen them play, Joe, about the time you think they're going to do crazy things and go in the third row, they really get settled down. But they can let it get away once in a while.
They're quick.
Marion Giants basketball. Lorenzo Pettifer trying to go in, sliding low down to Rocky Adrianson. Manages to track it down. Now on the high post again to Joseph Price around off the free throw line. No good. Rebounded Jeff Robinson. They have the outlet man up court. Couldn't get it there. Stacey Turan had broken free. Now he's got it. Turan penetration. Nice move. Tapped up, I believe, and the goaltender. It looked to me like Jerry Snyder, as you look at it again, got up and touched it on the rim, Joe.
Looks like a good, Jerry Snyder hits the ball while it's in the cylinder.
Snyder is 6 feet 5 inches tall. He's not particularly quick, but he is a very impressive ball player. He gets a lot of things done. Here is a foul called on number 10, King Duke. And Duke turned around to Stacey Turan and said, hold on a minute, fella. Tell me about those guys standing there. Was Duke got blindsided, ran right into the pick being set for the Giants.
That was a football play.
That was an outstanding block. Marion with the ball. Jeff Todd. Double pumps, left hands it up, got it, it will count. And the foul is called on Jerry Snyder of the Ripple Rockets.
Watch this play now. He's a left-hander. Goes fakes and then goes up. Gets Robinson up and then goes up. Gets fouled by Snyder.
Joe, your coaches say that's good concentration on the hoop.
Really good. Hit the basket all the way, didn't it?
We'll get a change in the lineup at the next step off for the Ripple Rockets. The first off, Jeff Todd converts the three-point play. He has 4 off the 6-point showing right now. Albany is, Ripple is not in front by an 8-6 count with 5 minutes and 19 seconds to play in this first period. There's that full-court pressure being employed again for the Marion Giants. Jeff Robinson, third bucket. Averaging on the year 21.6. Top rebounder of the team, over 9.5 per game. This shot, rebound, Marion put back up, but not go. Loose ball and a great rebound by Lorenzo Pettifer. I don't know how he ever got the ball and how he ever got it back up there, Joe.
Great play. He was underneath the basket, reached back and put it on the board.
Cuts the lead down to 2 again. It's 10-8. Wonderful out in front. They'll take the outside shot for Wonderful. They're not bashful. It's tapped away out of bounds, belongs to the Wonderful Rockets. Stacey Turan, as you look at Larry Little, will take the outside shot. Kevin Tracy can't wait to get his hands on the basketball to take the outside shot. Turan inbounding to King Duke. 4.5 minutes to go in this contest in period number 1. Ripple's Rockets out in front, and a violation away from the ball. A foul called against Marion. It'll be on number 14, Lorenzo Pettifer, number 1 on him.
He went to his own defense that time, and it may have been just because they took the ball out of bounds underneath the basket, Jerry. We'll have to watch and see.
Well, they use a matchup zone a lot, Joe.
Turan to King Duke, 3 from 16, an air ball, and picked out of the sky by number 40, Joseph Price. The long pass to Adrianson. King Duke managed to hold him up a minute. Adrianson still gets the hoop. Rocky's first basket this afternoon.
Rocky had to wait for 2 guys to go flying by him here, Jerry.
Tie ball, game of 10. The second time it's been tied. The first time was a 2, and here is a foul. It's on number 30, Rocky Adrianson, number 1. And King Duke, who missed 4 games, about 2/3 of the way into the season because of a broken hand. He actually fell down going through a door. He was out for 4 games. They thought he would be out for 3 or 4 weeks, and he came back in good shape. He is averaging 9.2. He's only 5'5" and a junior, and the smallest guy out there will have a tremendous impact on this basketball game. Racing. Right to Turan. Now they got the ball to Robinson again. Oh, Jeff Robinson, Joe, has come out with his shooting socks on.
Ryan Peters is going to have to try to keep that ball away from him.
Lorenzo Pettifer double dribbled, uncontested in backcourt. right in front of the Marion Giants bench. Larry Little down on his haunches across the way, just saying, settle down, settle down. 12-10, Waterford up by 2. Robinson missing, and the rebound put out by Jeff Todd of the Marion Giants. 3 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the first period. 12-10, Waterford inside, whistle, foul. And if that's on Robinson, that'll be 2.
Both of these teams lost to Indianapolis North Central by 6 points.
Jeff Robinson's second personal foul. And that may have an impact on this basketball game because Robinson is really a part of this club offensively. Tapped up.
Peters.
I believe, yes, Ronnie Peters will get his second bucket of the afternoon. And we're tied up at 12 again. The third time it has been tied. King Duke to Kevin Tracy. Down to Turan and back to the King. Outside it comes to Tracy. I told you, he's not bashful. He is not bashful. Shoots 54%. Now we'll get a change in the lineup. And you'll see Jerry Snyder, number 40, come into the ball game. And I would imagine, yes, it will be, Jeff Robinson getting a rest. Robinson goes out with 8 points on 4 field goals and 2 fouls. Bill Smith, Joe, is going to try to give him a little rest period, I suppose, early.
I'm sure he doesn't want him to get that third foul.
Almost a steal. It'll be out of bounds to Marion. Quick hand by Stacy Turan, and timeout has been called. With the score, 14-12, the wonderful Rockets in front of the Marion Giants. 3:02 to go, first period. One of your network hosts is Farm Bureau Insurance. That you got, Joe Sexton, would agree that was a great one.
It certainly was. What a great comeback and a great effort that Andrean gave after I thought New Albany just absolutely monopolized the game in the first quarter.
But more important things at hand right now is Waterford's Rockets square off against the Giants of Marion High School. It is a 14-12 contest now with Waterford in front with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the first period. Both ball clubs playing with a good degree of intensity right now, and that probably is going to continue. Lorenzo Pettiford, not to Joseph Price, only a sophomore, comes from a 5 basketball-rich family.
Lorenzo Pettiford has been posting up low there with King Duke on him. He's going in around the basket.
Marion content now to work the ball and try to find the free man. That's Ronnie Peters. Peters swings down the lane, taps it up again, and gone. Fine follow-up from Ronnie Peters. He's a junior at 6'4".
Jerry, he has 17 size basketball shoes.
Well, you could go sailing in those things, couldn't you? High ball game at 14. Fourth tie of the afternoon. It's not tied anymore as Jeff Atkinson comes off the bench to pick up his first bucket of the game. Liable to see Atkinson in the starting lineup, so when they put him in there, they don't lose a thing. And as Bill Smith will tell you, he can go 3 deep on the bench and doesn't lose 1 iota. Here's a walking violation on Ronnie Peters. Joe Sexton, in a 2-game shootout such as this would be if you won the state, how important is that bench, or is it not that big a factor, but more so over the long haul of a year?
Well, I think it'll be very important this evening. However, I think over a season would be more important than just a 2-game tournament.
King Duke brings it through against the yellow shirts, the purple and gold actually of the Marion Giants. Brings it out to Stacy Turan and a steal. Beautiful behind the back move by Adrianson. Couldn't get it to fall. Rebound pulled off Jeff Todd. Whistle foul. King Duke has his hand in the sky, and he will pick up his second personal of the afternoon.
Let's watch Jeff Todd here. There's the steal right there. And a nice behind the back dribble. And misses the shot. Let's watch Jeff Todd now. Gets that ball. And like all good shooters, he throws his hands on up. Once the ball's gone, there's where he gets the foul.
Change the lineup for the wonderful Rockets in the ball game. Number 24, James Davis on your screen, a 5'7" junior, replacing King Duke. Well, they gained 2 inches in height, despite the fact that he's only 5'7". Jeff Todd is quite a track man, a long jump sectional champion. He also high jumps. That's one of the 2. He is 3 out of 5 from the line. He has 5 points in the first period. Ronnie Peters is the top scorer for Marion with a half a dozen. It's 16-15 now. With Waterville out in front and a steal and a bad pass. Peters intercepted it, but it goes back the other way now. Stacy Turan dishes off inside and a walking violation. Jeff Atkinson, baseline. They dropped it off beautifully, and Atkinson took one too many steps.
Jerry, we saw this happen when Washington played Broad Ripple and King Duke was out of the lineup with fouls. They went to full court pressure. Marion did it as soon as King Duke went out.
Jeff Todd gets free from the outside, misses the shot, foul on the ensuing rebound. It'll be against Marion. It'll be tagged on number 14, Lorenzo Pettifer. Number 2 on him.
All right, let's watch Jeff Todd shoot his shot now. In the scramble for the rebound, we get the foul.
That's live we are with a minute 2 to go, first period. 16-15, Ripple has the lead.
Jeff Todd had trouble getting on track at the Semistate and four-way last Saturday. He didn't score too well in the afternoon game.
Todd averages 17 per contest. He has 5 thus far in the first period. Atkinson missing on the floor. The loose ball will jump it up. So one of the things that's impressive about a trapping defense like Marion is using is that you really bottle up the man with a basketball, but when he gets rid of it, 9 times out of 10, there's at least 2 guys free into the bucket.
That's right. That's what you have to guard against. And Jeff Todd was covering the basket that time as Ron Peters went out to the corner. And I think the reason they're doing it, though, is that King Duke is not in there. He's the guy that handles the ball for Broad Ripple all the time.
Atkinson maintained control of the tip. They go in the middle, and it's stripped away. Ronnie Peters comes up in backcourt. Marion very aggressive defensively right now. We're inside 35 seconds with 16-15 your score. Broad Ripple not in front, but not anymore. I'm not sure who got the bucket as he went down the lane.
That was
Adrianson's second field goal. And for the first time, Marion's got a lead by 1 point at 17-16, but not now because Atkinson has his second bucket of the period. And it goes to 18-17. We're approaching the 10-second mark in the first period. Broad Ripple out in front by 1. We're down to 9. Now we're down to 8 seconds. Todd had to deflect it away, and a foul called on Jeff Atkinson. On Jeffrey, that is personal foul 1. And there is Larry Little, 44 years of age, married, father of 3, a graduate of Lawrenceburg High and Hanover College. A couple of years at Rockville, 5 at Milan, 4 at Hammond Clark, 3 at Merrillville, now in his 4th year at Marion, a record of 89 wins and 18 defeats coming into this championship finals here at Market Square Arena. Jeff Todd is the only player on either club to go to the free throw line in this first period, and he is good on 4 out of 6 now. 7 points for Jeff with 4 seconds to go. 3, and it's off the glass and good, and look who that was. Kevin Tracy. Not a bit shy, is it? After 1, it's 20-19. Wonderful lead, Marion. And one of your network hosts is the
few points I don't believe this afternoon.
That's a bucket at the buzzer by Kevin Tracy, gives him 6 points. Jeff Robinson leads the wonderful Rockets scoring with 8. Marion being led with a 7-point total of Jeff Todd, 5 of which came from the free throw line. Indianapolis wonderful Rockets control the tip. King Duke is back in that lineup now. Stacy Turan is 42 and a whistle inside and away from the ball. And the foul is against the Marion Giants.
I think it's on Peters. I'm not sure.
Right. It'll be on 40. They indicated Joseph. No, they make it 50. It is Lonnie Peters, his first. You heard the official say 1-1, gentlemen, and Jeff Robinson, who was also back in the ball game, is at the line for the first opportunity of the day. He's a 59% free throw shooter. Robinson is only a junior. We'll take a check on these first period stats, Joe.
It's like Ripple shot 10 for 15 and 667 and 43%, 7 for 16 for Marion. So Ripple's shooting much better.
Rebound a total 11-5 in favor of Marion.
A lot of errors the first quarter, too, Jerry. 6 for Ripple and 5 for Marion.
Despite the fact that Marion is the shorter of the 2 clubs on the floor right now, they did more than double the rebound total, 11-5. Robinson had 2 to lead Broad Ripple as he sat out a portion of that first period in foul trouble. Oh, good move inside of the long pass, and Jeff Todd picks up his second bucket and 9 points. Jeff Todd, fine all-around athlete. Here's Robinson again. Jeff Robinson. Now with 12 points. You know, I'm not sure, Joe. I believe Jeff Robinson might. Well, here, let's get this to play here. Good 3-on-1 break. And Joseph Price first through of the day. Price is one of the top scorers, 16-6. Ball deflected away and out of bounds to Marion. The officials, both looking at each other briefly, decided that it was last touched by King Duke. Ronnie Williams putting good pressure on him. Now a change in the lineup for the Marion Giants. It'll be Steve Lyons, number 54, a 6'4" senior with an average of just over 2 points a contest coming in. And Ronnie Peters going out with a half a dozen. Marion down by 1, 24-23, led by 1 in the first period. You get that lead back again right now. Ball. Barry Snyder's second. I started to say, Joe, that I think that Jeff Robinson, for a big fella, might get rid of the ball and the shot about as quick as anybody I've seen play this year. When he gets it, it's gone.
He has the fastest release of anybody that I saw all year.
There's a little consternation over around the scorer's table across the way. That's Bill Smith, head coach of the Broad Ripple Rockets. Bill, what a young man, 37, married, father of 2, a graduate of Indianapolis Wood High, bachelor's degree out of Anderson College, and a master's from Indiana State. 8 years as head coach at Broad Ripple, a record of 116 wins and 63 losses coming into the finals. Coach Mike Woodson, who played so well at IU, along with Don Cox, both were Indiana All-Stars. In and out for Jeff Todd.
One more, man.
That's the third time, Jerry, that Jeff Todd has been fouled on his shot. I believe he's missed the first one every time.
Got the second one. Todd now with 10. Jeff averaging 17 per contest. 17 points a game, 7.4 rebounds. Quickness by King Dukes. He penetrates and dishes it off and turned it over. It's not like the King Duke we've seen play the last 3 weeks in the sectional regional and semi-state. He's normally a very sound ball handler, Joe.
Wonderful, went to full court pressure that time.
And you just saw Joseph Price pick up his second field goal and give Marion a 26-24 lead. That's the biggest lead they have had so far in the game. That high arching shot of Kevin Tracy. He has 8 points now. Quickly, Steve Lyons back, and an offensive foul will be called on Steve Lyons. Lyons came crashing into his offensive hoop and picks up the offensive foul. Very quickly, Larry Little down to the scorer's bench.
Lyons is going to go to Kentucky on a football scholarship, and we just saw how.
I think I can figure it out very easily. Yes, Hilliard. There is Larry Little across the way. Larry Little assisted by Mike Ward of Indiana State, Jack Raby of ISU, Mel Weiss on the Ball State, and Ray Sims of Marion College. 26 tie. 6 minutes to play, second period. It's the 6th time the game has been tied. On the other side, no less, is Kevin Tracy with 10. He gives the Rockets a 2-point lead. Oh, it's a shootout at the OK Corral here this afternoon. 5 minutes, 40 seconds to play. Second period action from Market Square Arena. Inside, offensive foul again on Steve Lyons. And a pretty gutsy play on the part of Stacey Turan, Joe. He set himself low and took the blow.
Yeah, let's watch him take this blow here. Lob pass in there to Lyons. There's Stacey. I'm not sure Stacey got hit as hard as he tried to let off.
You mean there was some acting?
There may have been.
We'll go to the other end now, and Stacey Turan, who was an outstanding football player, by the way. Stacey is a tight end and defensive back. He was All-City, All-State, and All-American. He's going to Notre Dame.
And he gave the invocation at the huge Kiwanis luncheon yesterday at Burak Temple and did a marvelous job.
There's some good young men on all these 4 finalist ball clubs. Marion Giants have the basketball, trailing by 2 with 5.5 minutes to play in the half. Picked away and saved, and he stepped on the line, and it's an excellent call to the official.
Very good. He was right on the edge of the line.
Maybe we can see it again here. What's that left foot?
That foot on the line.
Ooh, it is close. He did get it. He knew it, too.
Yes, he did.
Lockie Adrianson was the young man who was out there. The Ripple Rockets. Into Robinson. Oh, good defensive play that time by Ronnie Williams of Marion. Marion won their own sectional and regional, then went to Fort Wayne to beat Warsaw 62-57. And Fort Wayne South 68-58 earned the right to get in here. Robinson rebounded and scoring. He has 14 points, an average of 21.5 per contest. Timeouts called by Marion. The score, with 5 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the half, the Broderville Rockets 30, the Giants of Marion 26. One of your network hosts is the Coca-Cola 69-68. New Albany beating and Graham had 2 free throws with no time showing, and unfortunately for them, missed them both.
Jerry, we're getting that half-court pressure now by Broderville that they used last week. They're 1-3-1 half-court, spread their defense all the way out to midcourt.
Across the way, you saw James Blackman, only a freshman, stripping off his warm-up jacket. He'll be coming in during the next dead ball. Broderville's Rockets trying to get it across the timeline. Stacy Turan and Jeff Atkinson down the steal. The lead to Joseph Price, and he's got it. And Joseph Price, who was shut out of scoring in the first period, has 3 buckets in the second period, and it's a 30-28 lead now for Ripple. And the Giants get it again in a blocking foul on King Duke, and I've got him for 3, Hilliard Gates.
Number 3 on King, and he didn't move. Look at it here, Joe.
Let's look at this now. See if King Duke is set. Oh, that's a tough one. It's the toughest call there is to make, I think, in basketball. It looked like he was set, though, didn't it? But it was close. If he was, he just got there.
Go ahead.
Could go either way. Nice call. Nice call.
Moriarty told me, the umpire in the American League once, it's never a strike until I call it a strike.
That ought to be a credo for somebody. You had a look at Bill Smith, the coach of the Rockets, and now you look at the free throw line and the free throw shooter, and that happens to be Rocky Adrianson, number 30. Rocky, a 6'1 junior. Got 3 in front of us here, and Adrianson gets it and brilliantly throws it against the knee of the defensive player, Stacy Turan.
Now you know why he can play quarterback. He can think.
Boy, he was all but nailed to the wall and managed to make the save. Inbounded to Adrianson. Dishes off right side to Joseph Price and back to the point to Blackman. They come near side to Todd, gets around his man, now throws it in the lane to Blackman, taken away. Outside shot did not go for Peters. Rebound, back up and good by Joseph Price.
Oh,
well, they stayed with it, Joe.
He certainly did. Made a great fake.
We're tied at 30. It's the 7th time it's been tied. Here is the steal and another great save by Ronnie Peters, but they're claiming he stepped on the out-of-bounds marker. That was close to it, Hilliard, right there by your foot.
That's right. I think he just stepped on the line.
Substitution now. Dave Brooks coming into the lineup, number 32. He's a senior at 6'3". Stacy Turan will go out. And number 24 is James Davis, who gets the inbounds pass from Atkinson. Back to Davis at the point. Right side to Atkinson, turns it down. You're taking the outside shot. Davis will and missed. And the rebound to Jeff Robinson. Robinson gets it again, misses again. And now the ball comes off the Marion Joseph Price. We're tied at 30. And Adrianson will miss the shot, but will go to the free throw line. By virtue of the foul, tag on James Davis, number 1 on him.
That was a great move, Joe.
Yes, it is. We're going to see it right here again. Here, put it behind his back. And there's the foul by James Davis on the way up. Let's see if they give him 2 or 1 and 1.
He'll get the deuce. Adrianson, 6'1 junior, starting quarterback on the Marion Giant football team. Now with 5 points. He leads the club in assists with 6.9, and you saw how he handled that basketball on that one-on-one break. Dave Brooks clears the board for the Broderville Rockets. Davis gets it across the timeline. It's a 31-30 Marion lead, and inside they go to Jeff Robinson again. Robinson with 8 points in this period, 8 in the first, total of 16. His average is 21-6. Blackman. Now to Jeff Todd. Room to shoot, misses. Rebound, put right back up and good on Joseph Price's part. Well, Joseph did not get off to a good start. Shut out in the first period, but he's come to life with 5 field goals here in the second quarter. 33-32. Marion out in front, shoving off inside. It'll be a foul call on 32 of Broderville. That's Dave Brooks, number 1 on David. And number 40, Jerry Snyder, will check back in. Snyder, the 6'5 senior, will come into the ball game. Marion will also go to the reserves. Ronnie Williams, number 10. Williams is in. Adrianson is out. Stacey Turan getting some rest time now for the Whipple Rockets. Jeff Todd is in line. Williams mentioned a while ago that Jeff Todd has faced the pressure of this kind of a situation before. He's been to the state finals in golf twice and tennis once. That's them both. Bob now with 12, an average of 17 per, and it's a 35-32 lead for Marion. That's the biggest they've enjoyed today. Clock showing 2 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the first half. Snyder off balance, rebounded by Robinson. And Jeff Robinson with his 4th field goal this period, 18 points in the afternoon. Robinson awfully effective from that range, 61.5% of the year. Turnaround shot, Joseph Price. He's on a roll. He has 6 of the 7 field goals that Marion has scored this period. Davis inside to Atkinson, tapped up once and gone. Atkinson 6 points. First field goal at period 2.
Somebody's going to have to start blocking out on the boards, Jerry. We're seeing Joseph Price, and we're seeing Jeff Robinson, and then Atkinson. Jeff Atkinson getting offensive rebound baskets.
Oh, that's a strong effort in the middle on the part of number 24, James Blackman. He'll get the field goal and the personal foul as you look at it again.
Well, this is an awfully nice rebound and power back up for a freshman in it. There he is, right there. There's the foul.
Evan Tracy picks up the foul, his first. So this youngster's only a freshman. This number 24, James Blackman, a 6-footer, averaging 5.5 points per contest. He has played in all 7 of the postseason tournament games, and he's averaged 7 points per.
He's going to be a big fella, isn't he? He's got long legs, and he's going to be a nice player. He already is a nice player. That was a nice move he made.
Jerry Snyder for Bonneville goes out of the ball game, and Stacey Turan returns. And young James Blackman converts the 3-point play, and all of a sudden, it is a 40-36 contest for Marion out in front by 4, their biggest margin. Almost a steal. Lost to Atkinson, no good. And foul number 3 out of the lead coming up on Jeff Robinson. Boy, Joe, there is an awfully big personal foul on that young man.
Let's take a look at it here on Jeff Robinson's 3rd foul. There he makes a nice pass. Jeff Atkinson throws it up there. And then here comes Robbie in over Blackman's back. Or Blackman it is, isn't it? That's right.
Well, they're going to have to take Robinson out of there, I would suppose, as we say Dave Brooks coming back in. That's the exchange of player personnel for head coach Bill Smith. Now, as good as Bonneville is with a Jeff Robinson, you're going to lose something, Joe. Even the fact that they can manipulate players and they are strong on the bench, you're going to lose something when you lose a Jeff Robinson. A missed shot. And with a minute 24 to play in the half, it's 36-40. Marion's got the 40. The Rockets have the 36 in the basketball. The winner here goes against the Albany Bulldogs for the state championship tonight. We'll be on the air at 7:30. A foul actually prior to the shot. It wouldn't have caught it had it gone.
Send Ronnie Williams out there.
Well, Ronnie Williams is correct, Hilliard. That's number 1 on Ronnie Williams. And we'll send James Davis to the line.
There's a pass in. Clark was kind of lucky there. As you can see, they have it all blocked off. Ronnie Williams then reaches in and grabs it.
Now they have moved Dave Brooks in to take the free throw attempts. Brooks is 64% shooter. He's a senior at 6'3", and though he is a reserve, he has started some 7 games this year. A number of players on the Rockets roster have been in that starting lineup at one time or another. Now position on this shot by Joseph Price, and the Marion Giants with a 4-point lead and 1 minute to play, a minute 5, throw it away. Dave Brooks brings it across the timeline, waits for the traffic, goes to Turan, now to Davis, right side to Tracy. They'll bring it back out, and they'll set the offense up again. Indianapolis, Broad Ripple on the near north side of the city of Indianapolis. Turan looking inside. Stacey has it bobbled free. Now he gets it back. They swing it left side, off the glass and way off the mark. Turan follows up and scores. Stacy Turan's first field goal. First point of the afternoon. A 2-point lead for Marion, 40-38 with 25 seconds to play. Let's see if they go for the final shot. Indeed they will. You could hear Larry Little and his assistant yelling 1-1-1 on the other side of the floor. Off the foot and last touch by James Bachman of Marion.
Sure, there's the kind of pressure that we have seen Broad Ripple exhibit in the past tournaments there, and they're going to get the ball back now and get themselves a chance for one shot and a chance to tie this game.
You see the score on your screen. Marion 40, Broad Ripple 38. The clock shows 15 seconds. The Rockets have a chance to go back into the locker room in a tie. They led by one at the end of the first period. Turan, no. Rebound followed up by Snyder, couldn't get it. Pull out of there by Joseph Price. They go to Adrianson. He couldn't get it, and that's the end of the first half. It's been a much
period prior to the board of control.
We're at halftime, but it's the Broad Ripple Rockets down by 2 to the Marion Giants, 40-38. And ready to go now. The top of the second half controlled by Marion. We'll let Joe Sexton run down the stats as we have an opportunity in the first half. The Giants come on the offensive attack first off, and on the missed shot, Jeff Robinson yanks it down. Here come the Rockets now. Ball game was tied 7 times in the first half. And the Rockets hoping down to come up with tie number 8. They are down by a 40-38 score. And both their fellows who were in foul trouble back in the lineup. As Kevin Tracy misses, Robinson snares that rebound and gets it off to Snyder. King Duke is back in there with 3 personal fouls. And Jeff Robinson also in the lineup, number 50, with 3 personal fouls. Turnaround shot short by Stacy Turan, out of bounds, and last touch by the Broad Ripple Rockets. First half shooting, Marion 15-29, Joe. That's 52%. Broad Ripple 18-33, 55%. That's pretty impressive under these kind of conditions.
Yes, it is. The big statistic is 16 free throws attempted for Marion and only 4 for Broad Ripple.
Rebound advantage belonged to Marion by an 18-12 differential. Joseph Price had 8 rebounds. Jeff Robinson had a half a dozen to lead the Broad Ripple Rockets. Shooting is very impressive under the pressure-packed conditions of a state tournament game such as this. Rebounded by Robinson, who's beginning to take over. He had those 3 personal fouls. That hurt Broad Ripple immensely in the first half. There's a wild collision and no foul, and the rebound pulled off by Joseph Price. Robinson really nailed somebody. Adrianson, great quickness, and a foul on Jeff Robinson, and that's 4. Does that change the complexion of the basketball game? Look at this again, Joe Sexton.
Take a look now. He's been going behind his back, and this time he goes back to the other side. I don't know where he found him there. It must have hit him on the head.
Adrianson is a 6'1 junior with extreme speed. Robinson will, of course, go out of the ball game now. And number 52, Jeff Adkisson, Adkisson, enters the lineup. And as I mentioned, Jeff has started a number of games this year, so you don't lose anything in experience and ability. You lose a lot of height, though. Jeff is 6'4", and the fellow replacing Jeff Robinson, 6'8". Adrianson, first point, second half, of course, 6 on the afternoon. The winner here goes against the New Albany Bulldogs for the state title. Rebounded by Jeff Todd, back up and good. With 14.
That's the kind of thing that doesn't happen if Jeff Robinson's in the game. So that's where it makes a difference.
Marion has its biggest lead of the afternoon. It's at 5 points now, 43-38. They have been in front by 4 in the first half, actually in the second quarter. They have trailed by as many as 5 in the first period. Snyder to Duke in the corner. And in the middle, and a whistle. And the foul is against number 3, Rocky Adrianson. That'll be 2 on Rocky. The Marion Giants a 25-2 mark this year, and their only losses were, as I mentioned, to Anderson, number 1 in the state at the time, and to Anderson Madison Heights, number 16 at that time. Preseason ranked number 20 and tied for 20th spot. They finished up 4 in the poll by AP and number 3 by United Press International. Maybe out of the range, being Kevin Tracy as he put that high archer up there. Up court pass deflected, and 2 points on a great effort from Joseph Price.
That was a great pass there by Adrianson. He tipped that ball. King Duke went up with him. He tipped the ball over to Price then.
Marion's got a 7-point lead at 45-38 with 5 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the third period. And Marion has been impressive. Madison spinning into the lane. Nice move. Good ball, though. Put back up. Won't go again. And finally, well, it still won't go for Jerry Snyder. And finally, a foul is called on Joseph Price. Second on Joseph Price is very little. Controls the sidelines and makes the change with Steve Lyons coming in.
Watch the rebounding there. Stacy Turan gets it up. He can't get it down. And Jerry Snyder gets it. And this is where he gets fouled right here. Hit him right on the arm.
We had a lot of that in the Andrean game. The ball just didn't drop off the offensive board.
Lyons in. Peters is out. And this is number 40, Jerry Snyder. Snyder has not scored. He averages 6'3". He is described by Bill Smith, the head coach, as the stabilizer on this ball club. When things start to get out of hand, Jerry Snyder goes in and settles things down. And he's still trying to get his first point. Here's a reaching in foul over the shoulder on Stacy Turan. The first on Stacy. I wanted to check these. Well, look at it again, Joe.
All right, let's take a look again. He's on the second spot there. You can see it goes right over his shoulder, right in the first spot. Now Broderpool's picking up full court, man-to-man, trying to get some steals here and get something going. They have not scored yet, Jerry.
There's the steal, as you suggest. King Duke, 5-5 going in. Oh, what a brilliant tap in by Jeff Atkinson. Joey had his back to the hoop going out of bounds and reached in and tapped it up and good.
Great.
Atkinson getting his 8th point on the left shot by King Duke. 45-40, whistle, outside. Foul. Mark it down on number 30. Kevin Tracy, you see in your screen. Number 2 on him. I was looking at the stats in the first game briefly, wondering how Andrean did. They shot 41% for the contest. And I was curious, I'd have to do some quick figuring here, but their shooting in the second half could not have been that good, but might have kept them out of this championship game tonight.
The floor suddenly got very slippery here, and several players have gone down in the last few seconds.
Market Square Arena, Indianapolis, Indiana, without question, one of the finest facilities for an athletic event or any kind of a show in the entire nation. It is a beautiful place. 5 minutes to play, third period. It's been all Marion the last couple of minutes. They're up by 5, 45-40. They have been ahead by 7. And they got 7 right now, as a matter of fact, as they lobbed it into Lorenzo Pettiford.
That's right. He posted up on the little guy, King Duke, and he didn't get any weak side help. They'll have to help him in there.
Duke down to Tracy and back to King Solomon again. Now Stacy Turan. Now goes back out to Tracy. This time he does get it. Kevin Tracy finally breaks the scoring ice in the second half. He has 12 points. He averages 9-9. He has been the defensive player of the game for the last 2 contests in semi-state play. They do get it inside, but it's finally tracked down and knocked away by Lyons. Here comes King Duke again, and he launched it away. That time, Joe, I think he was trying to maybe protect the ball away from the defensive man and couldn't find a handle on it.
Well, Adrian Sin was coming up very, very aggressively behind him, too.
Violation on the inbound pass by Marion will give the ball back to Broadwell. Steve Lyons leaves the ball game, and Ronnie Peters comes back into the contest. Dave Brooks is up talking with Bill Smith, the head coach, on the other sideline. He will not go in the contest. Outside, long range again by Kevin Tracy, and the rebound picked off of the Marion Giants. 47-42, they lead with 4 minutes and 2 seconds to play. So things have kind of gotten out of hand here as far as ball control is concerned.
That ball is a little slippery.
King Duke. Whoa, over the big fella. It's only King's second field goal and 4th point. His average is 9.2, 9.1 in 7 tournament games, and King Duke has just picked up his 4th personal foul.
Yes, sir, that was a good call.
And now King Duke and Jeff Robinson, the button to Jeff with the Vulnerable Rockets, have 4 apiece.
There it is right there. King Duke is still moving. See, in a situation like that, as important as he is in the ball club and with their main man sitting on the bench, it's not a real good time for him to try to take a charge because he can't be spending time on the bench. There are 2 main men now. The little guy, King Duke, and Jeff Robinson are both on the bench with 4 personals.
Bill Smith comes with another small fry. Michael Gunnell, a junior at 5 feet 8 inches tall, carries no scoring average, played in 5 tournament games, has not scored a point yet. tremendous effort by Jeff Atkinson, Joe, to even get a hand on that basketball.
It certainly was. He had to recover, and Joseph Price had beaten Stacy Turan. Watch him beat Stacy Turan here, and here comes Atkinson, Jeff Atkinson right there. Jammed it right in there and stuck the ball, which is a jump ball.
What was it, Joe? In the regional, we had a ball sit on the flange.
Right.
Just sat there so pretty. You get a chance, take a look at the backside of number 14 of Marion, Lorenzo Pettiford. He has gotten hot and sweaty and set down on one of the lines that's marked on the floor. Here is the steal of the breakaway by Kevin Tracy. Tracy with 14. Pettiford's got a black stripe running right up the seat of his britches from putting on some of the paint here. The Marion Giants going away. Jeff Todd almost got it, stepped on the out-of-bounds marker.
The black on Pettiford's uniform came from the center circle. We have a timeout, Gary.
Timeout call. 3:10 to go in the third period. 47 Marion, 46 Pflugerville. One of your network hosts is Favre Bureau. Giants cheering section directly behind us and to our left and directly across the floor, the Pflugerville Rockets, and they really go at it during the timeout period. The Rockets have it. They trail by one, 47 to 46. With, as you mentioned, right now 3 minutes to play in this contest. Off the mark, James Davis.
Oh, that was Kevin Tracy.
Tracy picking up the hoop. And up court, a foul will be called on Ronnie Peters. That'll be 2 on him. Tracy has 16 now, by the way. The basket is going to count for Peters. I mean, Los will get tagged with a foul.
All right, here's a nice pass now over to Peters. And standing right there, Stacy Turan. So he gets the basket, but is charged with the foul.
Turan has taken a couple of those shots this afternoon. 2.5 minutes to go, third period. A 49-48 Marion Giants lead. We're in the third period. Plenty of time as of this moment, but in about 5 minutes or so, you can say, I wish we had some of the time back. Rebounded by Michael Goodell, going back out to James Davis. Now it's to Turan, and Stacy will bring it out and set it up again. Well, Joe, Waterville's got a small lineup in there right now. Goodell is 5'8", and Davis is 5'7".
They certainly do, and Kevin Tracy's taking up the scoring. Somebody's going to get back.
Here's the open man. Uncontested layup, Lorenzo Pettiford. Analyzing for him.
They worked on that for 30 minutes here yesterday morning.
Well, it paid off, at least in those 2 points. It's a 51-48 lead for the Marion Giants, who have not relinquished the lead this period. They were ahead at halftime by 2, 40-38. In the corner, bombs away Kevin Tracy. 18 points for Kevin. He averaged 9.9 over the long seasonal haul, and the 7 postseason games, 11.7. And a lot of it from outside. Oh, superb pass and 2 points from Ronnie Peters. Who hit him with that pass, Joe?
What a great pass. Yeah, right. Rocky.
Sensational pass. There's the score, a 3-point lead now, 53-50. Marion out in front. Tracy way off the mark, but he is fouled on the shot by Joseph Price. And that's 3 on Price. He becomes the first Giant to get any sort of foul trouble at all.
All right, let's see Adrian's pass here. It's a bounce pass. Bounces up just perfectly. Peters converts it for the 2 points. What a nice play.
I am very impressed by Rocky Adrianson. He's only a junior. He started 10 games last year as a sophomore. Substitution, James Blackman, the freshman, returns to the lineup. Joseph Price goes out. He has 14 points and 3 personal fouls. And you're looking at number 30, Kevin Tracy. A 73% shooter at the line for the first time this afternoon. Waterville is 0 for 3 from the line this period.
Kevin was feeling a little warm. He didn't like it that he missed that shot. He thinks he's going to hit them all right now.
He does shoot with confidence, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Rebound down to the lap of Ronnie Peters. Deflected away and last touch by Kevin Tracy. So the Marion Giants bring it up. Marion was 20-7 last year, 2-5, and last in the North Central Conference. This year they won the North Central Conference. Their 6th consecutive year of 20 or more victories. Great tradition at Marion High. Adrianson, beautiful pass and right through the arms of Jeff Todd. Oh, he can thread the needle here, about as good as any passer I've seen this year.
He's playing very well.
Marion has some championships under their belt. 1926, Gene Thomas took them there. 75 and 76, Bill Green got them the state championship. And the Madison over the back. Number 2 on Jeff. Marion has won 45 sectionals, 23 regionals, and 9 semi-state. As I mentioned, they have 3 titles. A couple of Trester Award winners in the school, 3 for that matter. 1976, Dave Colescott, Joe Sutter in 69, and Pat Clyde in 50. And a couple of Mr. Basketballs, Pat Clyde and Dave Colescott. That's Bill Smith, head coach of the Rockets, and a wide array of broadcasting stations on the other side of the floor.
54 radio stations originating this game today.
They've got the whole state, for that matter, the Midwest covered. Ronnie Peters' first free throw attempt. He is a 66% shooter. He had 5 points in the first half, or 6 in the first half, and he has 5 here in the third period also.
Jerry, we have brought up on a different position than they've been in throughout the entire tournament. They're behind now. They have their good people. Their scorer, Jeff Robinson, the big guy, and the little guy, Tim Duke, on the bench. So this is going to be tough.
They trail by 5, and a great defensive effort by Pettigrew. Ball pass up court is stolen away by Stacy Turan. Now it's 3-on-1 the other way. Atkinson can't get it. Rebound picked out of there by Turan. Back up, and it will finally fall. Turan's second field goal of the contest. He averages 10-9. It's 55-52. Marion with 15 seconds to play in the third period. Now the Giants may be content now to play a little keep away for the final shot of the quarter. Now down to 7. Make it 5. Here is the steal. Stacy Turan on the breakaway, and he got it. So a +2 turns into a -2, and we've got 8 more minutes. We're right back where we started almost. It's 55. Marion. I've never seen one of those before, Hilliard. Through 3 periods, Waterville being led in scoring by Jeff Robinson and Kevin Placey, each with 18. Of course, Robinson got those 4 personal fouls. Marion being led by the 14 points of Joseph Price and Jeff Todd, and Ronnie Peters not too far behind with 12 points. Joe, fourth quarter, what's going to happen, partner?
Well, I'm looking over at the bench across the floor, and I see King Duke and Jeff Robinson still there. It'll be interesting to see when Coach Bill Smith puts them back in the ballgame.
Marion controls the fourth period tap.
First one they've controlled, you see.
You also mentioned that twice now, Joe, they have played, they being Marion, for the final shot of the period. Each time they've lost it and had 2 points put up against them. 55-54 contest. Marion is out in front. Great baseline move by Adrianson, and a personal foul called against Quadruple. Boy, Adrianson has showed me something. He's played well, Joe.
He's a nice player. Let's take a look at that again. Watch the drive on the baseline. He's gone to his right, to his left, behind his back, takes it in there. You know what I like most about him is his aggressiveness. He takes it from all angles.
Fouls on Dave Brooks of Waterville, number 2 on Dave. Adrianson with his first field goal in the second half, 8 points in the afternoon. Rebound beautifully by Peters. Peters will put it back up again and not get it. Now it's knocked out to Adrianson, underhands, and it still will not fall this time for Blackman.
Atkinson, I think, fouled him over the top.
And on Jeff, that'll be number 3. I am surprised, Joe, to be quite honest about it. Here comes the big fellas back in. You look at the replay again.
Yeah, see, here's a beautiful pass there by Adrianson, and you can't get it to go down. Blackman cannot get it in. Then he's fouled by Jeff Atkinson there.
Marion must be doing a good job, Joe, of blocking out or at least fending off underneath, because they're getting a lot more shots than I've seen anybody take against Waterville this year.
Yeah, Jerry, but you hit the nail on the head when you said that they had a very small lineup in there with Jeff Robinson out there. When he goes back in as he has now, you won't see Marion get all those second and third shots. That's what makes the difference.
Now, how effective is Jeff going to be with 4 personal fouls in 7.5 minutes to play, though?
He'll be very effective around the basket on the boards, Jerry.
All right. Blackman picks up back-to-back free throws, and the Ripple Rockets step in on the inbound play. Hilliard, those are the kind of mistakes you don't want at this point of the ball game.
Well, that's right, but there's a lot of time yet. We've just started the last quarter.
A 1-point lead after 3, 55-54, has now gone to 59-54, and the Rockets make a good steal themselves. Now they're trapped in backcourt, but finally Stacy Turan gets some working room and gets it across the line. Nice play out to Robinson, 2 points. Excellent move on the baseline to move it back inside to Jeff, where his 20th point of the afternoon, and his first 2 points in the second half. 3-point lead, 59-56, Marion with the basketball. The purple and gold. Up and down right side. They tried to give and go, and a walking violation tabbed on Ronnie Peters. Some stats for us, Joe, through 3 periods.
Yeah, it looks like 48% there for Broad Ripple and 56% for Marion. 21 out of 37. They shoot it very well.
Rebounding advantage, 32-26, belongs to the Marion Giants. And 20 errors to Marion, 11 for the Broad Ripple Rockets. But more importantly, the score. 59-56. Marion. Broad Ripple's Anderson knocks 2 more home, and he has 10 points this afternoon. And now it's a 1-point ball game. And just as quickly as Robinson and Duke come back in, Joe, the whole context of the ball game changes.
Yes, sir.
James Blackman with the ball right now. Rocky Adrianson is out there with him. Blackman will go one-on-one on King Duke. And a walking violation as Duke did a pretty good job, Joe, of staying in the flow of the play, apparently.
King Duke almost finished his afternoon of basketball with that right there.
Very close.
Yes, sir.
Becky's coming out of the ball game right now. No, he's not. He's staying in.
Pettiford has gone in for Marion, and Blackman comes out.
All right. The Broad Ripple Rockets trail by 1 with 6:25 to play. They can get the lead right now. Minimize it's even ahead. Here's Robinson. Tapped up Anderson. No. Rebound yanked out by Ronnie Peters. Straight out to Lorenzo Pettiford. Pettiford leads the club in block shots and steals. Averages 10.8. One of the Marion players is down and hurt at middle court.
That's Atkinson. He and King Duke collided right at the center circle.
I don't know if he got that again, but King Duke is going over to head coach Bill Smith. And Hilliard very alertly picked up on the fact that Adrianson collided. Let's see if we can find it here.
Let's watch it here now. They try to draw the charge.
There it is,
right there. Yeah, they try to draw the charge. Adrianson did. And then he came across and you saw right there his foot hit Adrianson's face. I think he's going to be all right, Jerry.
An official's timeout. It was not attributed to either ball club. But we'll get the substitution now. Ronnie Williams will come into the ball game. And Adrianson will get worked on by the trainer crew across the floor on the other side of the Marion Giants. And I think Joe's right. He'll be all right. His head may ring a while, but he's going to be all right. Nice move baseline. Jeff Todd. Short. Rebound pulled out Atkinson. Loose ball on the floor. A wild scramble, and King Duke comes out with it. 4-on-3, the break. No real advantage. And they turn the ball over again.
Here's Adrian coming right back into the lineup.
King Duke, in a hurry, decided to hold up at the last minute and turns it over. And you're right, Hilliard. Ronnie Williams leaves the lineup for nurse number 30, Rocky Adrianson. He holds the season and career record in assists at Marion High. 5 minutes, 55 seconds to play. 59-58. Marion leads Indianapolis Broad Ripple.
I'm surprised they're not trying to knock the ball inside the Peters there with Jeff Robinson having 4 fouls on him, Jerry.
Jeff Todd spins down the lane, misses the shot. Tapped away once, and finally Stacy Turan comes out of the heavy action with it. The King Duke in a hurry. They've got an open man on the other side over here. It's Kevin Tracy, but now they finally cover up. The little Robinson turnaround shot, no good. Rebounded by Stacy Turan, and finally pulled out of there by Jeff Todd. Ronnie Peters, number 50, was the guy who finally corralled it after Todd had a hand on it. Here is the steal on Stacy Turan, 2-on-1, but King Duke. Turan gets it, and a blocking foul. Oh, wait a minute, no whistle.
The basket is counted good, no foul.
Stacy Turan's 8-point. I thought I heard a whistle, but apparently not. 5 minutes exactly to play in this contest. It's 60-59. Indianapolis Broad Ripple. Adrianson baseline. Foul call prior to the shot. Foul is against number 30, Kevin Tracy. This is third of the afternoon. Well, Joe, we're getting some backyard basketball right now. Get out and go.
We certainly are. Stacy Turan has done an awfully good job lately here on the board.
Timeout has been called by Broad Ripple with 4:56 to play in this contest. The Rockets lead the Marion Giants 60-59. One of your network hosts is together our little bumpers, highlights of the great games of history here in the state basketball tournament that we'll be showing you throughout the afternoon and also tonight. Folks, we appreciate that a great deal. Peter Mago, our director, is the young man who did all the work in getting all this together for us. We're back to live action with 4:56 to play and a 1-point lead by Broderville, and it's now a tie ball game as Adrianson picks up his 9th point.
Marion's only scored 1 field goal in this final period up to this moment.
That was from Rocky Adrianson for that matter. Broderville has scored 3, one by Turan, Robinson, and Atchison. But Marion is back in front now as Adrianson has picked up his 9th and 10th points, and a foul right in front of us here. It'll be on Marion's number 40, Joseph Price.
That's his 4th foul.
Here comes the replay now. As King Duke put his head down and charges through there like a little bull.
Well, for 5'5", he's a gutsy guy, Joe. But the only thing that is certain this year is that we'll have a new state champion as Muncie Central lost in the semi-state to Shelbyville last Sunday afternoon at Eagle Fieldhouse here in Indianapolis. King Duke, yes. That is King's 5th point of the day. His average is 9-2, mainly an assist man, leads the club with a 6-6 average. He is described by head coach Bill Smith as the team leader. And you can see when he was out of there and when the big fella Jeff Robinson was out, it was a different ballgame altogether, despite the fact they have good depth on that bench. It goes to a 62-61 contest now with Broderville in front by 1. The clock's going. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to play. In a hurry is Ronnie Williams. Out of bounds to Broderville. Last touch, I believe, by Ronnie Peters, number 50. The Broderville Rockets assistant coach Rodney Clark out of Western New Mexico, in charge of the junior varsity. Tom Renshie out of Ball State is the freshman coach. Bill Smith gives his assistant coaches a great deal of credit for the success they have had this year, a 27-2 mark, which equals the best record in the history of Broderville High School. Robinson a long way from home in command of the basketball. Off to Duke. 4 1/2 minutes to play in this contest, and Broderville has the lead at 62-61. Alley-oop play to Robinson. Turnaround shot's good. So you have to wonder why they haven't done that even more this afternoon. That's only maybe the second or third time we've seen that.
Well, he's been out there so much, I think probably they haven't had the continuity going offensively that they would like to have to be able to use their rock pass.
Marion Giants with Lorenzo Pettiford coming out high now to Ronnie Peters. Off to Williams, and I believe that Peters actually traveled prior to giving up the ball. Now, Joe, with 4:02 to go, could this not be a very crucial part of the ball game with Ripple suddenly up by 4 after being down by 5 and they have the basketball?
Well, it's all changed, as you said, since Robinson and Duke came in there.
Obvious walking violation by Jeff Robinson. He's a good ball handler for a guy 6'8", but they don't want him handling the basketball.
No, I think maybe King Duke might be able to do a little better job than Jeff Robinson of dribbling the ball up.
He's a foot and a half shorter, but he's closer to the basketball. Marion Giants take Ronnie Williams out of that lineup. Adrianson is in at one of the forward spots. James Blackman is back in. This is Jeff Todd. Down to Ronnie Peters. Peters, a nice move around Robinson. Cannot get it. Oh, good follow-up. Adrianson, he couldn't buy it, though. Takes it back out and forces the shot and gets it beautifully. Rocky Adrianson has been fairly impressive now. He has 12 points. Adrianson, 7.9 score. As I mentioned, has 12. He's the top assist man with 6.5 per contest.
He's got a real fat lip, too, where that foot hit him on King Duke there in the middle of the floor when that be taken out.
Rockets lead by 1, 64-63. Duke is in trouble. They really got him bottled in. Comes their side to Atchison. Great move by Jeff Atchison. Atchison. Ball kicked away. Last touch by Broderville. They have tagged Jeff Atchison, the super sub. But he will also start about as many games as he comes off the bench and acts as a super sub. Averaging 9 per contest is Jeff. And Marion's got it down, and Rocky Adrianson's in command. Almost a steal down to the right by Jeff Atchison, but manages to get back out and play defense on time. Blackman swings down the lane and knocks it off the board. It's good. James Blackman with 7 points, and remember, he's only a freshman. It's 66-65. Atchison fouled as he goes to the hoop. The foul will be against Jeff Todd, number 22. The first on Jeff Todd.
Let's watch Jeff Todd here now. Jeff Atchison and Jeff Todd going at it. Todd comes from away. Of course, Jeff Atchison there, as you can see, opened himself up. If he would have protected that basketball, he would have turned his body. by you've been able to protect it. Maybe got the 3-point possibility.
Here's a 56% free throw on the line now for Quadruple.
Jeff Atkinson, 7 games in the postseason tournament with a 7.3 per game average, a little less than his normal a year of 9 per contest. Atkinson has 12 points, 4 of which have come on 2 field goals here in the fourth period. 2 minutes and 53 seconds to play. Still anybody's contest. 66-65. Make it 67-65 now. Wonderful on top by 2. They have been ahead by as many as 5, but that was way back in the first period. They've also been behind by as many as 7. That came in the third quarter. Hannaford, Adrianson, the open man is Blackman. They go inside instead of a walking violation on Ronnie Peters. Well, they had Blackman wide open on the left wing that time. Joe didn't go that way.
Well, Adrianson beat his man, and then they came to pick him up, and so he dumped it inside to Peters, who, of course, Jeff Robinson is guarding. That's what they'd like to do.
King Duke having some trouble. Rocky Adrianson. Well, it's going everywhere, but it's finally ending up in somebody's hands.
Jeff Todd said, let's slow it down a little bit.
Marion looking to tie. It's 67-65. Oh, Adrianson almost thought about that one. Here's Todd, off the mark. And right down to the hands of Stacy Turan. King Duke, one-on-one. He's tough to catch one-on-one. He's working on Blackman right now, but a timeout has been called. The Rockets will take the break with a minute 55 to play in the contest. They lead 68. And Albany at one point in the contest led by 16 points. They go into the fourth period up by 8, 55-47. And Andrean really put together a final fourth period. The score was 69-68. No time showing on the scoreboard. Mike Paulson of Andrean had a chance to either win or tie. Went to the free throw line, missed 2 free throws with 0 showing, and New Albany stays unscathed and go to the championship game 27-0. Marion steals the inbound pass, and here they come again. A minute and 45 seconds to play.
That zone defense, a 2-3 zone defense for Broderville now.
Giants had this opportunity. A couple of shakes ago and couldn't come out with anything. Adrianson dropped by Jeff Robinson. He can fly. Number 3 on Rocky.
I see the replay here, Jerry. It's a good foul, but I think had he fouled him a little sooner, he would have had the 2-shot foul. He could have fouled him there when he started breaking away.
Good point, Joe. Jeff Robinson, a 59% shooter, 2 out of 2 this afternoon.
Rocky Adrianson has been taken out. He was shaken up on that play, too.
Adrianson's had a tough day. He's been battered and bruised. He's also played exceptionally well. Jeff Robinson's got a strange sort of a shot, Joe. Watch him. He kind of gets it on the heel and pushes it up there.
That was kind of a shot put there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Lorenzo Pettigrew out of the pocket of the basketball. Same situation as last trip up. Marion has a chance to tie. It's 67-65. We have a minute and 15 seconds to play in the contest. Here's Pettigrew. Marboyan. 67-67. 1 minute and 5 seconds to play. Ripple with the basketball. Well, let's see what Bill Smith may want to do, Joe. They might want to play a little catbird here.
It's going to be interesting. Marion's in a man-to-man defense.
They're trying to set up Robinson.
King Duke, Jeff Atkinson, Stacy Turan, out to Tracy. 40 seconds to play. We're tied at 67. Boy, have we seen 2 outstanding basketball games.
Looks like they're going to go for 1, Jerry.
30 seconds in the contest. And now they take the timeout. Hilliard, Joe, I don't think we couldn't have ordered up any 2 better semifinal rounds of this basketball tournament. Unbelievable. Let's take a moment and thank the folks who helped to make this telecast possible, and they have done an outstanding job. Our executive producer is Don Tillman. This afternoon's game produced by Don Tillman and directed by Peter Mago. Our network coordinator is Bob Glaze. Dick Blair, our slow-motion replay operator. Folks on video were Jim Miller and Ken Houchin. Fred Lawrence on audio this afternoon. Cameras, Mark Borders, Chris Carson, Bob DeLong, and Beth Ephraimson. Mark Longerbone, my floor director, and production assistants Debbie Orr and Colin Carter. Ladies and gentlemen, our thanks to you one and all for an outstanding effort. And my old buddy Jerry Wheatley is also working back at the studio as our coordinator, or whatever they call the guys. He's probably taking a nap right now, but he's there working anyway, supposedly. There's the story, Hilliard, and Joe, 27 seconds remain, 67 tie. Coach, go to work here. What are you going to do?
Well, I would think that Clark will probably, since they started holding the ball with a minute to go, that they will hold it for one shot, maybe, with 8 to 10 seconds, depending on when Coach Smith likes to shoot it. On the other hand, we might see something here from Marion in the way of a change of defense, because it's just not good to sit back and let them have the only chance to win. They have no chance to win if you just stay back in there. So I'll say we'll see some pretty aggressive play on the defense by the Giants, and we'll see Broderup trying to hold it and then knock it into Robinson.
It looks like they're man-to-man right now.
They are indeed, Hilliard. The inbound pass comes to King Duke, playing with 4 fouls, as has Jeff Robinson. They have played with 4 for quite some time now. Down to 20 seconds. You see the scoreboard is superimposed on your screen. Robinson's got it inside. He's up the hoop. And a foul is called. They worked this out at the 13-second mark as Marion Little looks going to the Marion bench. And they went to the money guy.
Let's look at the lob here now. They went with 16 seconds with the lob. Here comes Jeff Todd across now for a foul. He makes such a difference in this team.
It's 2 different ball clubs. I know the bench is strong. Marion wants timeout. They get the timeout. I realize, Hilliard, that one of the strong points of Broderville is their bench. But we saw 2 wonderful teams this afternoon, with and without King Duke and Jeff Robinson. There's no comparison.
And they've been remarkable in staying in the lineup with 4 fouls. They went in with about 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and they're still there.
And still playing aggressively. They're not just coasting out there. And let's give the bench credit, guys, for at least staying close during that span of time when their big guys were not in the basketball game.
Now the free throw is ultimately important for Broderville at this stage, as Robinson has missed 2 in this final period. He converted 2 in the second period. And he has 24 points in this game, well above his average now, 21.4. But the free throw is critical, I think.
I'm sure that's why Larry Little took that timeout. Because Jeff Robinson was a little nervous at the time, and now when he comes back out here, if he can get out here to the line, I'm sure he'll be more nervous.
I'm sure he didn't see it, but if he did, he would be thinking about the 2 free throws that Mike Paulson of Andrean missed in that first contest. But at that time, of course, the Rockets were down in the locker room and didn't see it, but I bet you they heard about it.
I imagine the percentage against Paulson in that situation is astronomical. With timeout, no time left, and 17,000 here, millions watching on TV, and the chances of making 2 free throws in that situation are astronomical.
I just want him to make 1.
Yeah, you caught yourself feeling for the youngster. Disregard the school. Just feel for the youngster. There it is. Hilliard Gates mentioned off the big free throw for Jeff Robinson. He is 2 out of 4 today. And he misses it, and the rebound comes to Marion. 10 seconds. They're down by 2. 8 seconds. 6 seconds. In the corner, Adrianson triples inside. Try again. Jeff Todd hits the field goal with 1 second remaining. That is Jeff Todd's first field goal of the 4th period, Hilliard.
Right, and Broderville got the clock stop for timeout, so they've got a chance. 1 second to go. It's tied at 6-9.
Here's a beautiful passing now. As you can see the time on the top of your screen. He shovels this ball. It's Adrianson again into Jeff Todd.
Let's talk about Todd going to the basket. He didn't go to the ball, though, Joe. He saw the opening and went to the baseline under the basket. Good offensive move.
He certainly did. And, of course, Broderville in that situation cannot afford to foul. Nice play by Marion. Good job by Ripley.
I'm also impressed, guys, with the fact that Marion did not bring it across the line and let it fly.
Absolutely.
The discipline the coaching showed, as far as I'm concerned, in the final 5-6 seconds of this basketball game.
Pettiford had the basketball, made the pass to Adrianson, who set up Jeff Todd, and It wasn't a set play, but it may go into the books.
I think Adrianson has just been phenomenal. Now, his point total this afternoon will come down to, well, he's had 6 this period, 12 in the afternoon, but I think you'll agree, guys, that what he has contributed is much more than the 12 points on the scoreboard.
He's going to feel like a boxer went 15 rounds before
he is. They've beaten and bruised him something fiercely. Now, Wonderful's best hope is to throw it in the air, I guess. And
I thought it'd be a long pass, Jerry, to tell you the truth, but they're all 4 down at the other end. They'll probably have to give it to Kevin Tracy and let him try one.
Look for King Duke to break out of the pack here. No, he will not go. It's going to be, they're going to try to get the ball if they can to Tracy. Now they come instead to Turan. It's on the way. Look out! We can see this again or not. Let's look at this again. 1 second remaining. Here it comes.
Stacy Turan now. They tried to throw the ball to Kevin Tracy, but he wasn't open, so they throw it to Stacy Turan.
You can see they got it away in plenty of time.
Sure.
Oh, my.
What if we call that back?
I absolutely cannot believe that we have had 2 ball games, the likes of which we have had this afternoon. Hilliard Gates is breaking away. He'll go down and we'll try to talk to the coaches. This crowd is absolutely stunned. Final score, 71-69. Broad Ripple. Back in a minute. One of you at Network Coast is the American Flusher National Bank.
Dramatic moment here with Stacy Turan hitting a shot of about 55, maybe 60 feet to win this basketball game from Marion. 71-69. It'll be Indianapolis Broad Ripple tonight of the championship game against New Albany. And walking over here as an interested spectator is Bobby Knight, the coach at Indiana University, and I'm not sure that he's seen 2 more dramatic basketball games in his colorful and marvelous career. But Bob, these are 2 tremendous finishes.
Well, I think, Hilliard, that the kids on all 4 teams are to be commended beyond expectations that anybody had here for 2 semifinal games such as these. I just don't think that in as many years as I've been watching state championship play around the country that I've seen 2 better semifinal games.
That was a tremendous shot by a
Senior student who was nominated by his principal and coach, who excelled in mental attitude, athletic ability, scholarship, and leadership during his 4 years of high school. The Indiana High School Athletic Association Executive Committee, after much deliberation, has selected this year's recipient. Mr. Ray Reisner, a member of the Executive Committee, will now present the 1980 Trester Award to Jeffrey Dean Todd of Marion High School.
Jeffrey Todd is a senior. He has competed in the state finals in 3 sports: basketball, golf, and tennis. Earned 11 letters. He was all North Central Conference in all 3 of those sports. He is an honor student. He's a member of the Indiana All-Academic Team for 1980, the president of Marion's National Honor Society, the Marion Exchange Club Youth of the Year in Grant County, and he represented the school at the 1979 Hoosier Boys State. There is a fine young man, Jeff Todd, the winner of the Trester Award. Jeff Todd this afternoon scored 16 points in that loss to the Broad Ripple Rockets. There he is.
I do know how he feels.
Yes, you do. The man on the right here, Joe Simpson, Mr. Basketball, and also the Trester Award winner. Coach, if you can't take home the marbles in the tournament, that's got to be second best, I guess.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's I'm sure for Jeff, it's a lot easier than it was for me. He got beat this afternoon, you know, and so he has his suit on and everything. I still have my uniform on, and we had just been beaten in the final game, so it's a much easier and nicer for him than it was for me. But it certainly was a wonderful award, and I know he'll always remember.
Hilliard Gates has him, by the way. Hilliard.
Well, here's a young man I've watched perform in athletics for a number of years. He's a Trester Award winner. This is Jeff Todd of Marion's Giants. A brilliant golfer, an outstanding tennis player, and a magnificent basketball player. And now 1980's Pritzker Award winner. Jeff, congratulations.
Well, thank you. I feel very honored to receive an award such as this.
I know that you're disappointed in not being able to get into the championship game tonight, but this is a little bomb, isn't it?
Yeah, this makes up for a little, but I'll tell you, I'd trade it in for a chance to cut down the nets here tonight.
Let me ask you about your future plans.
I'm really undecided right now. I don't know what I'd like to do. I believe that I'd like to play basketball and golf in college at an undecided university right now.
You are among the top 40 in your senior class. I think 38th, the last ranking I saw.
Right, a 38th out of about 650.
Well, congratulations, Jeff. You've been an outstanding young man and a great athlete, marvelous student, and it was great watching you perform in all of your athletic endeavors. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Would you introduce your parents to the television audience?
Sure, this is my father, Dr. Jackson Todd here, and my mother, Sally Todd.
Okay, if you'll turn in that direction, we'll get a little better shot of you. Congratulations, Doctor.
Thank you, Hilliard.
This has to be a very proud moment for you.
It is, and I'd like to express our appreciation to the Marion High School system, the coaches, the teachers, and all the fans.
Well, we've watched Jeff perform, as you know, for a number of years, and you've got to be extremely proud of him. This kind of captain.
Well, thank you. It surely does.
Congratulations. Mrs. Todd.
Thank you. This is a very happy moment in our life. We appreciate this very much.
Well, best wishes to you. Congratulations. Well, there it is. Back to you, Jer.
In this